Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is me again, Joe from the Thunder Cave Radio Show. I have the privilege tonight. We're going to have a little listening party for our friend Chris Sheeler. Chris, thank you. He wanted a really good radio host to do this, and he thought, I'm going to just scrape the friggin' bottom of the barrel and get this butthole to do it.
Oh, come on.
Mission accomplished. This will be the most lackluster. I'm just kidding. I'm going to try my best. Anyhow, I've listened to what's left of me. That's why we're here. What an EP, man.
Thank you.
You've got a solid collection of tunes here. And if you guys are listening now and you're talking to us, whether you're on the radio, if you're in the Discord server, by all means, let me know how we sound, things like that. But I urge you to go check it out if you haven't yet. Okay. He's got it's got everything. Really.
Yeah, I think we accomplished a lot with in only 6 songs.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you got Deal with the Devil, which is one of my favorite songs you've done. That was one of the first songs I ever heard from you.
Mhm.
And I've talked to Chris before a couple of years ago, and I think you had just put that one out when I was talking to you.
I did,
So
yes.
that
I
was
remember that.
awesome. And then yeah, the acoustic version is fantastic. You've had Damage Control. That's one
Thanks.
of my favorites. It's good. I like that I've got to see it all come together. Now, what was the strategy behind you've got these songs that you've recorded
Right.
over the years, and now you're thinking, okay, well, I've got enough, I just slap it together, make an EP.
Yeah, it was something like that. I didn't mean for it to stretch out this long. So this process, I was finishing the songs in 2019.
Okay.
Well, that's when I had written Damage Control and
Right.
Deal with the Devil. I had intended on recording those 2 in the studio,
Okay.
like one right after the other, kind of.
Right.
And something happened in 2020 that kind of derailed the whole process.
We're
I
not
don't know if you remember.
going to give that any screen time.
So yeah, so that kind of pushed Damage Control back. There was, but I did record that over the summer.
Okay.
And the guys, Carson and Grant from Atrium Audio, they actually moved studios as well. So
Okay.
they were kind of, in flux in many ways with with moving studios and, the COVID shutdown. It was, it just got delayed. And then, yeah, I mean, like I had written these other 3 songs, so that would be Good Old Days, Between Sunshine and the Rain, and Deliver Me. I wanted to do 3 more songs, and I'm like, I could take these and make them an EP. It just kind of made sense.
Yeah.
I was working with all the same people, Carson and Grant, who I mentioned, and also Jason Greenwood on guitar, Robin Diaz on drums. So it was, the songs kind of fit together. So I thought it would be cool to get them all in one collection.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And yeah, the timeline of that was a little unconventional, but
well, it's kind of over here and then down here.
But yeah.
End of the day, you've got a great EP here, dude.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm super pleased with it. I think everyone involved really kicked ass. So
yeah, I would say so. Hey, we got Keith Watson. That's a good question. Hey, Keith, thanks for being here, man. Do you see that comment?
I do. Yes, that's pretty cool. I can see your comment. So if anybody has questions, feel free to just drop them in the chat.
I'll read it for the radio people. This says,
Yes.
Hey, Chris, what is the process for recording with Robin? That's a good question. That's from Keith Watson tuning in via Facebook, it looks like. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, it's an interesting process because I'm in Pennsylvania in the U.S. and he is in Los Angeles. So, it's not really ideal for us to like get together in the studio. And but he has a studio in his basement. His drums where he just where he does his practicing, it's all mic'd up, and he does a lot of studio work right there in his basement. So I send him demos that I create on my laptop, and he'll give me some feedback, and we revise here and there, and then I just send him like the like a vocal and a guitar track, and he'll record the whole thing. I think he does it in like 1 or 2 takes for each song,
Yeah.
and and then he just sends it back to me. He sends me the stem files. So, well, this stem files, for people that don't know, it's like a track for each a file for each track. So, in other words, like you think like guitar, bass, vocal, but drums are different because you have your snare, your hi hat, your tom. Like each drum is mic'd differently. So, I know I don't have to explain that to Keith. He's a drummer, but for anybody that doesn't know what a stem is, so Robin sends all that to me, and then I bring that into the studio. I actually put that in a Pro Tools session, and they just open that up, and we're good to start recording. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a little more technical stuff that goes beyond.
That's the
Yeah, but I don't want to bore people with too many details.
I don't want to blow any minds about the technical aspects of what actually goes into it, the
Mhm.
settings on the mixer, things like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. You get it from point A to point B, and you
Mhm.
work away at it, and you get what's left of me. What is left of you, Chris Sheeler, at this point? What's the plan, man, with this? Are you gonna hit some shows?
Yeah, actually, I'm working on that now. I'll be posting some things this week. I'm finalizing some shows with some local venues, and I'm just doing acoustic, just myself and acoustic guitar.
Mhm.
So I'll be doing that locally uh, here in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Um, I'll actually have this on CD, believe it or not. I'm gonna have some CDs printed.
What?
Um, yeah, I think people still like to have it, like especially if they've seen you play and they want to get music from you at a live show. Um, it it's still a good way to do it.
Absolutely.
And it's a souvenir from a fun night. So
100%. You
yeah.
just gotta do it. At the bare minimum, I think you still need to make CDs
Hmm.
because people go to your show, they check out the merch table, and it's
Hmm.
like, well, you can just go, you go find it on Spotify or whatever. If you want to throw me $10, cool. Whatever. They're not gonna do that. But
Right.
they'll buy a CD for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, also, what was I? Oh, yes. Also, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm getting together with some other musicians here locally and hoping to play these songs out with a band. Um,
Nice.
yeah, because they're not really like acoustic songs. Well, some of them translate pretty well, but they don't like. I think you just I don't know, hearing like the band and the drums and the whole thing, the lead guitar, like I think that really takes it to another level. So um, yeah, I think these songs deserve to be played with a band a couple times. So I'll keep everybody updated on that.
Yeah, please do. That's not a good question from Keith for your radio guys. He says, "Are you producing your own stuff or are you collaborating with others?"
So yeah, I'm mostly well, I start out the process on my own. I write the songs. Um, also, Jason has some input too on the writing process. We don't really write together.
Mhm.
We just kind of show up at the studio, and I find out what what he's been working on. But well, that's not entirely true. Sometimes he'll send me like a demo, like, "What do you think of this?" Like general direction,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "It's great." Like I don't really give him much like try this or that. Like he just has a good a knack for um, just take like adding a whole other element to the song, or seeing my vision and saying, I think this guitar part would sound better if I did this to it. And he just kind of does his thing, and then we get in the studio. As far as producing, yeah, I don't mix my own stuff. I work with these guys, Carson and Grant from Atrium Audio. They're in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. They have a really nice new studio there. I recommend anybody to go try them out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do it. Why not? That sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I hope you get some, hope you do a few shows, sell some CDs, and then you make some more.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Do you? We're gonna get spoiled here because I know you've got your guitar
I do. It's right behind me.
ready to go.
It's hiding behind me.
Do you want to do a tune, man?
Sure, I'll do a tune. How about you mentioned "Deal with the Devil" acoustic version? I'll do that one.
I do love that version.
Here, let me
Twist your rubber arm.
Almost fell.
Get a medic, please. Backstage.
Here we go. How'd you get so good so fast? Came in first, though picked at last. You disappeared without a track. Twice as good when you came back. Shake the hand, sign the line, you're locked down. Take what you want, take what's left of me. All that glitters is gold. You made a deal with the devil. You can fill the void. Spaces in between. And now your spirit is sold. You got a deal with the devil standing there, all dressed in black. You shook his hand, no turning back. Read the signs, heed my advice. Make that deal and pay the price. Shake the hand, sign the line, you're locked down. Take what you want, take what's left of me. All that glitters is gold. You made a deal with the devil. You can fill the void. Spaces in between. And now your spirit is sold. You gotta deal with the devil. Dream of riches, dream of all that gold. Pray for something good to unfold. All your whiskey and your women, now you're dead at 27. Yours in return, the devil takes your soul. What you want, take what's left of me. All that glitters is gold. You gotta deal with the devil. You can fill the void. Spaces in between. Now your spirit is sold. You gotta deal with the devil.
Awesome, man.
Thank you. You could hear everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could for sure. So, Amanda's in here. Nice job, Chris. Sounded good to me, too. There you go.
Thank you, Amanda.
That was good.
Oh, that's my wife.
Oh, yeah. It still sounds good. That's good. That was like I said, I love that acoustic version for sure.
Thank you so much.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it was funny how that came together. Because I play acoustically all my shows. I'm not in a band right now, so I'm like, I have to play this song. It's kind of like a lot of covers gigs that I do, but I do mix my originals in, and I'm like, at the time last year when I got back out to doing some gigs, I'm like, this is probably my best song right now, so I have to arrange it acoustically. But there's a lot of like shouting type of singing and stuff, and
Right.
loud guitars in the original. So I'm like, I need to like rearrange it in some way. So I just slowed it down and kind of just eased up on the chorus a little bit. So
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Thanks. Yeah, I like that. I like that it's a little different. I like most of my songs. I'll play them just as they are, but just acoustically. But this one, I put a little bit of effort into rearrangement.
Right. That works, man. I like it. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. So, I apologize. My cat will probably make an appearance here. You can't stop it. It's alive, people. Anyone that listens to the radio show knows what happens when the cats show up. That's ridiculous. I apologize.
People like that. Maybe we'll go viral.
I hope not.
If your face turned into a cat,
yeah,
and you couldn't turn it
viral. I hope
Yeah.
it goes viral because of your music and not because of
Oh,
some
thanks, man.
damn cat jumping on the. Get out of here. Get out of here. Animals. Anyways, so yeah, you got your CDs. When are they pressed now, or
They are not? I probably should have done that already, but I'll have them ready to go by the time I have my first show.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it'll be good once where he's heading into spring, summer. There's nothing better than playing shows on patios and stuff like that, or whatever.
Yeah, had a great time last year. I had some outdoor venues I played at. It's cool to drink on a patio.
Well, yeah, that's it. There's nothing better. That's sweet. I love that. So, what would you say out of the songs on the EP? Which one or two? Pick two that are like your favorite and have the most interesting story, or maybe the most difficult to write.
I have a story about difficulty in writing. The song "Deliver Me," I wrote that originally back in like 2007.
Okay.
I wasn't really recording at the time. I was just doing. I was still in bands and stuff at that time. But I, kind of had that song written, and I just play it to myself, just jamming at home. And I made an attempt to record it in 2017. I had a previous EP that was self-produced that I hired somebody to mix. But I don't know, the song, it just didn't, the guitar intro was kind of lazy. I never quite liked it. And it just kind of, the final product didn't quite achieve what I wanted. It was, I don't know, it wasn't like bitey enough, I guess.
You were dissatisfied. Yeah.
So what I did here,
there we go.
I used to do this thing, like it was really like I wrote the song without the guitar intro, and then I had to kind of retrofit the intro after the fact. That was like the last thing when I'm recording. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So I just did this like kind of. And I was like, I don't know. I ran out of time and I had to go with it. So I never quite liked it. So what I thought that the song would sound great with Carson and Grant putting their touch on it.
Mhm,
That's so I'm like I want to bring that one in and redo it.
mhm.
And I'm like, now's the chance. I have to do something different with that guitar intro. So what I did was I went to drop D tuning. So it's I changed it to which was kind of like a different riff I had written at one point,
Yep.
and I fit that in.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Almost fell again. That's twice.
So yeah, I redid the guitar intro, made it drop D, which made it like a lower key, so it was more edgy, and I think it just sounded better. So um, yeah, sometimes songs are written really quickly and they just come naturally, and some you got to work at it.
Mhm.
But yeah, glad we did, and of course, Jason has a killer solo on the song. So
It's not a bad solo at all.
yeah, he just rips it.
For sure. For sure, man. I love that. I love your tune Good Old Days too. That's
Thank you. Yes, that was one that actually kind of came easily to write. I first got the idea. Why don't I just keep the guitar up here or
yeah,
closer?
just keep it, you know. Just do it.
So, of course, now I'm in the wrong tuning,
Of course. That's fine.
but it's only one string. I don't think I even hit that in this one. So, I know this is exciting for everybody watching me tune.
This is just like being at a concert.
So, yeah, the original intro was. And Jason turned it into what it is today. I mean, it's kind of that same riff, but he adds some kind of like hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but that's like kind of I stick with my part on that. But I like what he did. It kind of sounded like I don't know. I thought it would sound like America or something. You know, the '70s band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So and another thing is, so we don't get together and co-write the songs. I send them to him, and he kind of does his thing, as I mentioned, and he picks it up all by ear.
Well,
And during the verse, I was playing, so I'm like. But he accidentally changed it to. So it's just what he did, I think, was just much more interesting. So I'm recording the bass in the studio, and it was just myself and Carson in the studio, and I'm just doing my thing, trying to stay on time on the bass, and he stops me, Carson, and he's like, "That you're playing a different note." Like, and I'm like, "Oh," because I was playing it the way I wrote it.
yeah.
He's playing like an A minor, so we went with what he had, and I mean, it was more interesting. So
So it stayed.
yeah, but it was kind of like what Bob Ross would call a happy accident. But yeah, that was another song where it went through some revisions till we got to the end, and I think it was like so worth having other people on the song instead of just coming up with my interpretation of it. So
well, it just adds a little bit of different,
mm-hmm.
influences,
Mm-hmm.
flavors, stuff like that. That's really cool.
Right. Yeah, I have to credit my wife Amanda for encouraging me to get Jason on the track. Or originally, when we did Deal with the Devil, she's like, "Why don't you get Jason? He's a friend of ours, and he's just like a badass lead player." And he's like a rock guy, and I'm like, yeah, this would be like perfect for him. And sure enough, he nailed it. And then I was lucky enough to get him on every song.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go. And many more to come, I hope.
I hope so too.
It's a good combination for sure. And again, if you guys haven't heard it yet, it's on all the streaming services now. Chris Sheeler, What's Left of Me. That's awesome.
Yes, and I've posted a link in the chat here. So
there. Well,
yeah. So this goes to that's DistroKid. That's just like the distributor. If you go to that link, it's got like the Spotify link, Apple, Amazon, all the main ones.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
That's worth it. Until you get physicals, we'll have to do.
Right. I don't think I'll be doing any vinyl at this point. A lot of people are doing vinyl, but it's expensive.
It's expensive and so backed up. It's like there's so many delays. I think
really?
There's a band from Pennsylvania that were supposed to send me one, and I haven't forgotten yet. Paul from the What? I never watched it. You're not watching, but if you are, come on. Just kidding. He sent. I think he said he sent it in back in like it must have been May or June, and he thought it was going to be ready by October. It's not. It's still not ready, and it's what, March. So takes a while. Everything's pushed back. I don't know why. I guess the demand for vinyl, the market for vinyl's hot as crap right now. So
it really is,
which is fine. I like vinyl. I got no problem with vinyl at all. But with that said, I wouldn't press anything on vinyl. I can't imagine the cost for that these days.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. You're better off doing CDs or cassettes. You could probably still spool some cassettes for
probably. Maybe I'll just make I'll just use high-speed dubbing and just make them myself. And
damn it, you're onto something.
Just hand draw all the covers, like
just hand wind the thing just to make sure it's right at the start. Pencil.
It's a good idea. Cassette.
That's a very good idea. That's actually an exceptional idea. Nobody would do that. Nobody's done that.
Cassette. I think people do cassette. I think it's rare, but I don't think it's catching on.
It's not catching on like it used to. I had bought a couple new cassettes recently, actually, from bands, and I thought, cool, good for you that this is still alive. They charge as much as a CD, so why not go for it?
Right.
Go for it. Take those to your show. Just people don't know what the hell's going on. It works out perfect with Good Old Days because everybody had cassettes.
There you go.
I've got 7,000 of them right here.
Right. I got rid of all of mine, unfortunately.
Oh, there you go.
That's true.
And for the best, I still got I got some Stone Temple Pilots on cassette still.
There you go.
Yeah, I do. That's awesome. The most useless form of media, probably though, is cassette. I think
I would agree with that.
And 8-track.
It's very fragile.
Useless, really. Fragile's the key, but this is not. I'll show you. What's it? This is not fragile. This you could just smack someone over the head like a flapjack. Just but that's flimsy too. 8-tracks. CDs make the most sense. You could go crazy and go back to the mini disc days. Remember those? Did you ever have one of those? The mini disc players?
I've had a couple. I don't know how I got them, but like you couldn't put them in like a car, could you? Like
I don't. If you had there's probably a converter kit somewhere you could hook up to it if you had to.
Wow, a lot of work.
Too much. Everything's Bluetooth now. I remember when me and Ron from the Promised Land Band were talking about putting our stuff out, and he's like, "Well, how many CDs should we do?" And I'm like, "Man, like not many. They don't make cars with CD players anymore."
Right.
people mostly listen in their cars,
Hmm.
music. So you're better going digital, but when you do shows, it's nice to have a few because
Right.
that or shirts or whatever. Like I don't know. I don't know what people buy anymore. If I like a band, I'll go whatever. I'll get CDs, shirts, hats. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. Make Chris Sheeler hats.
Hats.
Yep. Yep.
I'll try it.
Chris Sheeler on the back. Just put "Deal with the Devil." There you go.
I've been reluctant to do like merch just because I'm not a band. Like I would think it would be weird for my friends like walking around with a shirt with my name on it.
Just a shirt with your face on it.
Like who's this guy? It's just my friend.
It's
Why do you have his name on your shirt?
Do you like those classic tour shirts, or it's just your face
Mhm.
with like your promo that you had for "Deal with the Devil" with the shades on?
Okay.
Do that on the bottom. Deal with the devil. Then on the back, just like whatever show dates you have coming up, and just like it could be 6-7 bars in your town. That'd be hilarious to do. It'd be fun.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, anybody can do that for you for like free, basically.
Free.
Come on, you people, you guys have all your printing machines now. Everybody has one now. Just do it. Back to I'm in my I have a Discord channel that I talk to people on for the Thunder Cave Radio Show, and my buddy Matt, the guy that runs the station, says using mini discs in a car puts a whole new meaning to distracted driving. Yeah, it really does. It really does. Remember those days, like flipping through your CD booklet, just
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, that's worse than a phone, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
I splashed myself in the eye there.
Just punch yourself in the eye.
No, I splashed myself with the
water.
water. I went to put it down and it just like pinged out at me right in the eye.
Medic. He almost fell over, and now he splashed water in his eye. Please help. Let's see. Why don't you do another song, man? If you got one. You got a song you want?
Yeah, sure. Actually, now that I'm back in standard tuning, I'll do "Good Old Days." How's that?
Ooh, perfect. I like that.
All right, here we go.
It's the best
Try
segue.
not to fall this time.
Fingers crossed.
That falling with the guitar would be a disaster.
Just go with it,
Okay. Okay. Hear the crashing of the waves on those endless summer days. I must be dreaming. Oh, what a season. Cold drinks in the shade, children's laughing never fades. It's quite a feeling. Don't need a reason. Blue skies fade to gray. Time slips away. You turn to me and say, these are the good old days. Time marches on. I don't know how long. Don't save it up now for your swan song. When things feel so wrong, you know you're right where you belong. Time is frozen. Live in this moment. Blue skies fade gray. Time slips away. You turn to me and say, these are the good old days you want to return to. When you think about the younger you, it's been so long, you come so far. Looking glass has been askew, set it straight, right on cue. I am man, what? Before it's on way. Hear the crashing of waves on those endless summer days. I must be dreaming. Oh, what a season. Cold drinks in the shade, children's laughter never fades. It's quite a feeling. Don't need a reason. Blue skies fade to gray. Time slips away. Blue skies fade to gray. Time slips away. You turn to me and say, these are the good old days.
Awesome.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I'm with you, Amanda. I love that song too. It's a good song. It's just a
Thank you.
damn well written song, as again they all are on the EP, dude. For real.
Thanks a lot, man. That means a lot.
Well, it's been awesome. Like I said, I don't know if you guys were here for the beginning, but I've talked to Chris a few times, a couple of years ago. I think when Deal with the Devil first came out, and then to see the progression and hear more as you got him going, type thing. It's really cool. Really cool. Good nostalgia trigger, absolutely. Jackie Ray Bar says good nostalgia trigger, 100%.
Thanks, Jackie Ray. Shout out for Jackie Ray. She is in a band called Collinsville Discount Band, which is the band Jason Greenwood is in.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Collinsville Discount Band. And what kind of music is that?
They do a lot of covers. Well, they have some really good original stuff too. I think you can find it on YouTube.
Sweet.
It's rock music.
Nice.
Go check it out and see for yourself.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do it after this. That's cool, man.
Also, shout out to Keith. He's in a band called Intemperate Sons. I think they're out of. Where are you, Keith? You're in Texas, right? Really cool band that Keith does with his sons.
Nice. That's cool.
Another great rock act.
You ever gonna get your guys into music, playing guitar with you and stuff?
I hope so. My 5-year-old's really into drums.
Nice.
He hasn't had any lessons yet, but he comes down into his kit and he just bashes the hell out of it.
That's step one,
But yeah, we're looking to get him some lessons, kind of tame him a little bit. But he's already picking up beats on songs and everything, so I think he's got a little bit of a knack for it. Also, my older two kids, my 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. My oldest son plays viola.
Nice.
And my daughter plays piano, cello, and saxophone.
Holy crap!
So, yeah, maybe in a few years I might hit the road with these guys.
You should. You'd have a whole, that'd be a really cool sound. You have like an orchestral vibe, and yeah, do it one day. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fun. What would you say of these songs you have on your EP? Which one would you say is kind of like the flagship song that's like, this is the song. This is the song I built the EP around,
Well, I thought that would be Deal with the Devil. But I think I'm getting more of a good response from Damage Control than I thought I would. People have
really
tend to gravitate toward that song, yeah, and I like it too.
Song. I'm surprised that you didn't think your response would be that good for that one.
Well, thanks, but it was kind of like my second choice to, like, when I was doing the song, like I knew, once I got in the studio, and well, in fairness to the song, "Deal with the Devil" was recorded by these guys first, so I got to hear that like kick-ass version of it.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm like, that we're not going to be able to top this. And yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know why I thought that because I had the same people involved in the next song, and I didn't think it was as good of a hook. But we were all really happy with the way it turned out.
100%. That's good. And then, like we're talking about good old days. I I really like Between Sunshine and Rain. Between Sunshine and the Rain. That one's awesome.
Thank you.
It's another good
I'll play that for you next time. I don't have all the chords memorized, which is dumb because they're
That's
very
fair.
simple. um, but that's another one I think that'll just naturally translate well to acoustic.
Yeah.
And I actually play acoustic guitar on that song.
Yep.
Um, so I'm probably going to play it exactly the same way as it was recorded. Um, and in fact, the guys were nice enough to provide me with acoustic mixes of a few of the songs.
Okay.
So, the Deal with the Devil was entirely separate recording.
Okay.
But there were a couple of the songs where the final export was just they did acoustic guitar and voice, and
Okay.
it kind of worked. So eventually, I'll be releasing those out.
Nice.
I don't know when, but probably like this summer or something like that.
Awesome. Might as well take them with you when you go playing shows. That's fun. I like it, man. Like I said, I listened to cover to cover this morning. I'm on a drive to the city, and yeah, my only complaint is that it's not long enough. 10 more songs. Didn't want to stop when I
Well,
listened.
maybe that'll be the next step is a full length.
Full length. Hey,
But
we're talking that.
that's hard to do these days when
It
you're
is.
not a well-known act.
Wow.
To get people to listen to an entire album it's rather expensive for
Yeah. Well, that's just it. And how do you? It's an attention span thing too. I think like
Right.
people. I think we've talked about this before about releasing singles
Mhm.
versus just doing albums. A lot of guys and gals go with the single approach.
Right.
Release a single, 6 months later, drop another single, blah blah blah, all the way till you have an album ready to go,
Mhm.
as opposed to just here's an album, bye.
Right.
I don't know what I like better. I think both approaches work. I think it's whatever you want it to do.
Right. It really just depends on your audience, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the type of music you play.
Mhm.
I'd love to do a full length, but I just don't think it's time for me to do that right now. Maybe in a couple years. Who knows?
Yeah, you should. You should. I'm here for it. That's awesome. So, what are you cruising back to go and talk about the pandemic and crap? What are you looking forward to the most? I guess you guys are, you're down in the States. You're fine. You're good to go. You're good.
Well, yeah, we're kind of like hesitant to get back out there, but we did go to a concert, my wife and I recently.
Who'd you see?
We actually saw a George Michael tribute
Nice.
band. It was
Nice.
in I forget I don't even know the name. I think it's just called the Life and Music of George Michael.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it was at a venue locally here. But they have two George Michaels, a younger one, and when he he didn't live to be old, but
Right.
they call him Mature George. So he'll do like he gets up and does it, the Wham and his early stuff as the younger guy does that. Then they switch. But it was really cool. The band was awesome too.
That's
Then we're going to see a Queen tribute act at that same place.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and
So
then we
ask if they had something like that, like a Queen tribute act. That's cool.
mhm. So the short answer to your question would be music, I guess, is what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it's a good answer. It's a good answer. I'd be hesitant to see a Queen tribute band though. Like,
That
you have to let me know how that is. What do
you'd
you
have to be rather ballsy to try to pull that off.
That's and to be fair too, for George Michael, he was one of the he's a great singer too, but
No, he's
Freddie
fantastic.
Mercury
Yeah,
is in a whole other class.
right.
So be interesting. Interesting to hear how it is for sure.
Mhm.
That's good. What do you you feel like doing another song?
Yeah, I could do one more.
Just
I'm gonna do "Deliver Me."
ooh, excellent. Do one more.
Got to remember to tune back down again. I did remember. Okay. Oh, what a tangled web we weave, losing aim and talking in our sleep. Oh, what a wicked way to die. Wake me up and poke me in the eye. Can't stop the rain from coming down. I feel just like a king without a crown. Can't stop the top from running out. I'd rather have too much than go without. Let the rain wash over me. Deliver me from the evil air I breathe. Let the rain wash over me. Deliver me from the evil air I breathe. Can't find another go-between. Just one small way to try to fight the fiend. Can't seem to help myself and hide. I'll just sit back and start to ask them why. Let the rain wash over me. Deliver me from the evil air I breathe. Let the rain wash over me. Deliver me from the evil air I breathe. Let the rain wash over me. Deliver me from the evil air I breathe. Let the rain wash over me. Deliver me from the evil air I breathe.
Awesome. Yeah, just bring it with you.
Take it along.
Oh, that was great, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for getting me to do this with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, it's fitting because I remember we talked the first time we talked.
Right.
Just I was Deal with the Devil had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
We talked then. We talked when Damage Control came out, but now we're here.
Right. It makes sense. Yeah, and I'm yeah, I was really always really appreciative of you having me on. You were like the first. I remember you and Troy were kind of the first people to have me on and give me a chance. So
I'm so sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry. No, that's good. There you go, Jackie Ray. That's some chunky riffing STP vibes. There you go. Yeah, she's not wrong. That's good. Well, obviously, you know that.
So some not so subtle influence.
Some not, yeah, not. I remember seeing a video of you playing with Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell,
Hmm.
and at that, what the hell was it again? What was it called?
Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp.
Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp.
Right.
Man, Jesus, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was a great time, and I've gotten a lot of views on that video too. It's
I bet.
my most viewed video, but it's not really my best performance. So so people from time to time leave like a nasty comment. I'm like it's kind of I leave it up though because it's
Just,
it's a great memory. Like
oh,
and
yeah,
I'm like
yeah. You gotta leave that video if you'll never take that down.
yeah.
And anybody just talking trash is jealous.
Yeah, well, I figure it's it's good practice to be able to take criticism from people.
Well, there's criticism.
Right.
It's just being a butthole.
Yeah, that's true. That's usually how YouTube is. People are
Yeah. Yeah.
anonymously just trying to ruin everybody else's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, why not? Jesus.
It's like, give me a break. It was a fun fan experience.
Oh, no kidding. Like, I would have never, ever been able to do something like that. So,
Mhm.
holy shit. Okay. Look behind you. There's Jerry Cantrell.
It was pretty surreal, yes.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Did you talk to him at all?
I didn't really talk to him. No, you get up and play the songs. And
That was it. It's like, don't talk to Jerry Cantrell.
yeah, I mean, he was. I forget if he stuck around, but it was just it was a full day. Everybody had to get in their turn. There were 10 different bands, I think. But I mean, he was a cool guy, very down to earth. I didn't talk to him personally, but they interviewed him beforehand. Just someone was asking him questions, and really cool guy. Same with Mike Inez, the bass player. He was there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was super nice.
That's so cool.
Yep.
And you'd do it again too, wouldn't you?
Would I? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually well, I met the DeLeo brothers too from Stone Temple Pilots. So there's also a video of me playing a song with them, and that turned out better. But it's only like a fraction of the views that the Alice in Chains one gets.
Well, the nerves you must have had to do
Yeah.
that. I know STP is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't even I could barely get words out afterwards to and they were nice too. Like Robert, the bassist, he was just walking around talking to everybody afterwards.
Down to earth.
Yeah. And I have this picture, like when he left, I happened to catch him and I reached out my hand to shake his hand, and he pulled me in for the hug.
Oh, nice.
And Amanda, my wife, had taken a picture of it. And it looks like I'm aggressively going after him just because he's a lot taller than I am.
Yeah.
So I'm up like this. It looks like I'm strangling him, pulling him in, but I'm like, no, he's the one that went for the hug.
He initiated it.
But I look like a psycho.
I love that. Amanda says there he gave Chris a big hug. That's cool. That's cool as hell. That's fun, man. Well, that's like I said. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Be a part of this with you.
Yeah.
And all you guys for tuning in talking. That's nice. I like that. I like seeing the comments.
Yeah, I appreciate the comments. Thank you, everybody.
If you guys have listened to the album yet, before we go, we're going to go in about 5 minutes or so. If you've listened to the album, what's your favorite tracks on it? I want to hear what people are thinking. Is it one that you heard before this album came together? Maybe it was Between Sunshine and Rain, because that one knocked me off my socks a little bit. You know what I mean? I was like, oof. Ooh. I heard Deal with the Devil, good song. Damage Control, great song, great songs. Heard that one. I was like, shit. It's a tune.
The cool thing about that was so that's also the longest song. I try to keep my songs under 4 minutes, but that one I'm just I'm not trying to get it on a pop radio station, so I'm like,
right.
It's okay. It's 5 minutes long. And I was just wanted to hear Jason just go to town and do his thing. So he's got like 3 guitar solos on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
very,
Yeah.
very classic rock.
Jackie Ray says, "Deal with the devil is hers." Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's it's good. Like it's a good EP. I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. It means a lot that you're here interviewing me too. You want to make sure you plug your show?
Oh, okay. Well, if anyone's interested, I'm Joe from the Thunder Cave Radio Show up here in Canada. Right now, the time zone difference is only 1 hour, but I think we spring ahead soon, or you guys
Yeah,
do. My time zone doesn't change.
yeah.
So, my show, if you're interested, can be found at 11 p.m. your time in the spring sometime. For now, it'll be 10 your time. Friday nights on the Live 365 radio app. If you search Cosmos Astrum Radio, will pop up. We've got great shows, great hosts, great content. I play every genre of music I can find. Mostly physical media, cassettes, CDs, vinyls. I do even 8-track. I got one of these things. I got an actual 8-track player that works. And yeah, again, all genres, no discrimination, nothing like that. If you have tunes that you want me to play, if you're an independent band or anything like that, go to or if you're not, sorry, let me rephrase. I can play independent and signed, which is awesome. Being on a licensed station. No offense to independent artists, that's why I got into doing everything I do. It's cool to be able to mix it up and say I can play Stonesville Pilots, then I can play Chris Sheeler. You know, it's not like I can only play Chris Sheeler, but not. It's good to have everybody together.
Yeah.
Go to
I think
Madutu, the website you can go to submit a song. You're going to go to www.madutu.ca. You'll see on the top bar, it'll say radio broadcast. You want to click that. Then there's a submission form. You can just upload your tune right to it. You can pick what show you want it on. There's a list of like 6 shows you can say you want your stuff played on. I'm the Thunder Cave Show. So send it. We'll listen to it. We'll play it. Send it to any of the shows. Like everything. We're weird people. Strange people that like all music. So you'd be in good hands. You know, and we're here for you. But that's my spiel. You know, thank you for letting me do that.
Of course, the least I could do.
And this was the least I could do. So we're even.
All right.
I'll get you back sometime. I'll
Sounds
get you
good.
to the Thunder Cave show. You come talk to me on my show.
That'd be awesome, and I appreciate you doing the special time slot too. A very special edition of the Thunder Cave show right now.
Well, you know, we are simulcasting people over the radio right now, live radio, live Facebook. You want to throw the guy $20? I'll send you a recording of this. Okay, talk to Chris. Pay Chris. He'll let me know. I'll email you the link for the recording of the show. Fine. Don't worry about it. Maybe, you know, we'll think of a deal that works for everyone. But it has been a pleasure. Congratulations, man. You know.
Thanks, Joe.
Good album. I wish you all the success. Please keep in touch and let me know how that Queen tribute is, and let me know what shows going on. If you got videos you post or whatever to YouTube, I want to see them. I am a fan.
Sounds good. So, I'll let you know.
Yeah, do it. Thank you guys for joining.
Thanks everyone.
Me. Take care of yourselves. Go stream the album if you haven't. If you have, tell someone else to stream the album. That's the climate we're in right now. Word of mouth is king. You know, you got to beat the social media algorithm somehow. Sharing is caring. That's what I always say. Okay, that's it. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thanks everybody. Thanks, Joe. Take care.
Take care, guys.